Good morning. It is 7:38 a.m. on Friday, May 1st, 2020. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I got up and I decided I wanted to go ahead and take a shower and get dressed first thing today. It didn't help that it was raining outside, and I was just feeling kind of just damp and unpleasant um, from from taking Rocket out early in the rain. But I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm, you know, happy and healthy right now. I mean, all things considered. I was talking the other day with, my Tuesday night, D&D player friends outside the context of the game of just looking forward to the day when every sort of question of like how are you doing doesn't have the implied under the circumstances. Won't that be nice? Because sometimes we say it, sometimes we leave it unsaid, but it's always there hanging in the air when you have that kind of conversation, right? Like even if you're talking about stuff going on in your life that has nothing to do with any of that, it's kind of always there. But under the circumstances, I'm doing pretty well right now. Um, Managing to be more and more productive as I get more used to working from home, which is good, obviously. Um, just being able to focus on, the things that I can do while I can. Rocket continues to be a delight, as he gets older and becomes, more and more of a, grown-up dog. I mean, he's still very much a puppy, don't get me wrong. But he just, he's continuing to learn things, and uh, that's just delightful to watch. However, he is teething. And, the barking that was all day, all during the video yesterday, yeah, there's just jags of that. Of like we'll go outside, play around a little bit, try to tire him out, and then he'll get really ornery and whiny and barky for a while, and then he'll go to sleep for a while, and then we do it all again, and that's 5 or 6 times a day. Right now, he was barking a lot, but I preemptively took a rawhide chew that he had already considered was to be boring, and put a little peanut butter on it, and so that's keeping him busy at the moment. That is one of the frustrating things of some of those types of chew toys, or chew treats, the rawhides or the other sorts of chewer treats, because like one time he'll just go right through it and just love it and spend a lot of time on it, and then the next time he'll do a little bit on it but then get bored or distracted, and then by the time that it's sat in on the floor all day, he now thinks it's boring and does not care and doesn't want to go back for it at all. And so, I need a way to refresh some of those. I've had a little bit of luck with the rawhide ones, at least, by soaking them in hot water a little bit to make them a little bit like softer and frankly grosser. But that does seem to reinvigorate his interest somewhat. So, I'm thinking ahead a little bit, where the next two movies that Mike and I are watching for Watching 100 Movies, the next two on the AFI film list, are Sunset Boulevard and 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm excited to rewatch Sunset Boulevard because I certainly remember liking it and haven't watched it in a while. And so I think that'll be a fun rewatch. If you've never seen it, it's actually one of the sort of classic beginnings of character in a surprising situation, with a voiceover saying, "Yep, that's me." Although certainly this one's a bit more serious-minded. It's not like the '80s comedy version. but at the same time, it's um, I would be interested actually to see how many people watch this movie now for the first time and see it and think, "Hey, wait a minute, hasn't a billion other movies copied this?" And it's like, yes. But it's very good. I'm looking forward to it. 2001 is a little trickier because although I love it and certainly think of it as a masterpiece, it's not one that's like just easy to sit and watch casually, right? It's very slow. And what I've always said about it is that you can't go into it feeling impatient because it'll drive you crazy because it is not interested in catering to your feelings of impatience. But if you can get into a mellow mindset and be a willing and ready recipient of letting the movie tell you its story in its own time, it can be transcendent, right? And you don't just have to be, stoned. Although, I've actually never watched 2001 really under the influence of anything, but certainly I could see it as being one that works that way. Anyway, I will leave it there for now, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.